Yeah. You already know it's the Galactic Mon Illinois L. We back cracking spells. Shout out to all the Galactic Guardians, 720 degrees. Shout out to the whole UR Roy, living in their universal right order. Shout out to the House of Consciousness, Connecticut chapter. About to embark on another beautiful demonstration for y'all. Today being Healthy Saturdays. We're going to jump right into the demo. I share to all the great ancestors that made the way for us to be here today. Gratitude. I share to all the ancestors, the aiders, messengers, messiahs made a way for us to be here today, giving us this platform to be available so we can be here today giving you this message. Shout out to everybody above ground. This is a Healthy Saturday. We're going to build today and talk about how words carry spirits. So this part of Wake Up Sheeple is the words carry spirits demonstration. And we're going to jump right in and talk about, let me get my ethers right. We're going to jump right in and talk about whether the weather could weather the storm. Whether the weather could weather the storm. Now I know y'all say, what the fuck is he talking about? Right? Whether the weather could weather the storm. But when you look at the word weather, it can be used in different ways. It's what you call one of them homonyms. So phonetically it sounds the same, but they got different meanings, right? So when you think about the weather, meaning the atmosphere, state of the atmosphere, that's a noun. You know what I'm saying? When you say weather, I don't know whether I should go or not, you know what I mean? That is a conjunction, and that is a choice. To be or not to be, that is the question. That's what weather is, you know what I mean, when you make that choice. And then there's weather, W-E-T-H-E-R. That is usually a term used by farmers or people that deal with animals on a scientific level or medical level, and it means like they had a surgery on their growing area type shit. So it's basically probably a sheep that has been injured, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, had some type of operation. Can't have kids maybe, a male sheep, right? And so when you think about all of that, whether the weather could weather the storm, well, you're talking about a choice that a sheep, y'all the sheeple, we the sheeple out here, being experimented on, motherfuckers running all kind of game on us. You feel me? Got us all under all kind of dizzy spells, right? And so we don't know that words carry spirits like that, so we be under so many spells. But understand, when you think about the weather as a state of condition, the weather affects the changes in birth rate. I don't know how many of y'all knew that, but the weather affects the changes in birth rate and the sperm count, along with other diseases that it brings. You know what I'm saying? Because people get sick from the weather. You know what I'm saying? Certain weather, so it causes dis-ease. So the weather has different effects on the states of the minds of the people and from the different conditions. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say in Seattle, the suicide rate is high because it rains a lot. So the state or the thought that these beings is in on a constant level in Seattle is crazy. You feel me? Because it's always raining. You know what I mean? And in Alaska, where they get no sunlight, or one of the places, wherever that cold spot is at, where they get no sunlight, you know what I'm saying? For a certain amount of months or whatever. You know what I mean? But back to the weather. Now, when we think about the weather, we think that when they say on TV, they forecasting and they predicting the weather. They're not actually really predicting the weather. It's a guess. They're merely guessing, but they're using mathematical combinations of calculations. You know what I mean? to actually come up with this formula to what we call and predict weather. And then today, nowadays, they got all type of motherfucking satellites and computer models that break down, you know what I'm saying, and follow up and help calculate, you know what I'm saying, the structure of the winds and etc. Now, there was a guy named Admiral Robert Fitzroy. 1830, he was the captain of Charles Darwin's HMS Beagle. So he was the captain of a ship, you know what I'm saying? He drove boats, whatever it was. So this dude knew firsthand how rough the winds could get, blah, blah, blah. So, the first time weather was like published, you know what I mean, like publicly, like, yo, this what the weather gonna be, blah, 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 was in August 1st in 1861. You know, the dude Robert Fitzroy was behind the joint. You know, 1911, he created Met, issued their first weather forecast through radio via transmission, right? So in 1911, he started some shit called Met. Right, he established the Met Office, later called the Meteorological Department of Board and Trade. Meteorological Department of Board of Trade. And that was intended to reduce sailing times between better wind charts with the forecast. You know what I'm saying? So basically, in 1855 and 1860, about 7,201 motherfuckers lost their lives trying to sail, you know what I'm saying, the seas that, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, got lost at the sea due to currents and different wind conditions, the weather, basically. Fucked them over. They wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, knowing what was going on. So, the guy, Fitzroy, you know what I'm saying, supposedly, you feel me, wanted to do something about that, you feel what I'm saying? And so that's why they was big on, you know, doing their weather thing, creating this whole, you know, system to find out if the wind's gonna be windy, blah, blah, blah. Remember, he was a captain, he drove the boats, he know how that shit is. You know what I'm saying? So prior to that though, how was we able to, you know what I'm saying, know what the weather gonna be like? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people look towards the skies. You can look to the skies, the formation of the clouds, etc. You know what I'm saying? If the clouds is more grayer, then you already know it's looking like some rain shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just like common knowledge now. You know what I mean? But people look to the skies. Motherfuckers look at the animals. We look towards nature. You know what I'm saying? The animals acting weird. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking ants is building mounds big as fuck out the ground. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. We knew if birds is flying low, you know, certain birds that eat insects and shit like that, if they flying low, you know, we like, okay, boom, we know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? So certain, you know, frogs in a jar, different things that took place, you know, through animals, natures, we would see that, you know, something's about to transpire in the weather. You know what I'm saying? And so, even to the plants, even down to the plants, you know what I'm saying? We know that dandelions open at 7 o'clock and they close at 8 o'clock. And if there's any type of change within that, they don't open at 7 and they don't close at motherfucking 8, some type of weather, something's gonna happen in the weather pattern. If the grass ain't dewy, if it's dry, then basically you're gonna expect some rain in the morning. When you get up in the morning and the grass dry, expect it to rain. But if it's already motherfucking wet, then you know, you got a good clear sky day going, you feel me? So even down to nature, we would look to nature and see things in nature, you know what I'm saying, pine cones, if they closed up and they regular like that, then, you know what I'm saying, it's about to rain. But if they opened up, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is, it's a nice day, you feel me? So little small things in nature will tell us how to detect the weather. Not only that though, we come from a people who used to make it rain, right? We come from a people who would sit around and do ceremonial rituals and different things and chants and dances, what we call dances, but really trances, because it's not a dance, it's really a trance to put you in a state of spirituality, you know, a higher level of spirituality to be in, you know what I'm saying, all the way in. And so you know, the trance state that we would be in, we would actually manifest the rain. So we could have crops, so we could have different purifications and different, you know what I'm saying, help the irrigation systems or whatever the fuck we had going on at the time. You feel me? We wanted to make it rain. We made it happen through thought. One collective thought. You know what I'm saying? One mind collectivity is what I like to say. You know, natural nature connectivity, one mind collectivity. This is what we was on, the frequency that we was on. You know what I'm saying? To actually make it fucking rain. You know what I'm saying? And so what the people are doing today, they're not predicting and they're not prophesizing the weather. You know what I'm saying? It's really just more like an estimated guess, but it's a scientific combination of calculations of how they're coming up with this through the satellites and the computer models that they're using today. You feel me? A nigga named Luke Howard of London in the 1800s really is the father to them of the meteorologists. You know what I'm saying? A nigga named Luke Howard. You know what I'm saying? This is why today, with the technology they have, that 7 days of the week, 80% of the times, they basically right with their mathematical calculations, because it's really a lot of math when it comes to dealing with the weather. You know what I'm saying? It's really math, it's math. You know, you got to deal with the temperature. You got to deal with the atmospheric pressure. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with cloud formation. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with cloud formation. You know what I mean? The wind, you know, humidity, and rain. If it's raining or not. You know what I'm saying? How much rainfall? You know what I'm saying? Misty, you know what I'm saying? Is it drizzling? Is it pouring? You know what I mean? All these things count. You know what I'm saying? So that helps with the calculation, right? You know what I'm saying? And how complex the weather event is. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be a hurricane. It could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? Going down. So it deals with basically the amount of data that's available. You know what I mean? So they being able to what they call and predict the weather, it deals with the amount of data that's available and the time that you have to analyze that data. You know what I'm saying? How much time you got to really look into the data and the information that you gathered from, you know what I'm saying, nature already. You know what I'm saying? And then the complexity of the events of the weather. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that is going to take place. So understand, you know, the weather 150 years ago, we wasn't basically what we doing today, what they call it forecasting, which was one of Fitzroy's terms, basically. What he called it, you heard? Forecasting. You know what I'm saying? The weather. Yeah, I'll show you to the ancestors. So, the weather could weather the storm. We're saying the decision, the choice, the God power, weather. Whether it's your God power to be or not to be, you making a choice. Every time you make a choice, you're making a decision. Your decision is your God hand. The weather, the weather, we're talking about a sheep here. You feel me? Who's the sheep? We the lost sheeple, right? Running around, don't really know who we is, don't know where we come from, don't even know the words we saying. We ain't studied none of this shit, right? We don't know that these shits is spells. You know what I'm saying? That words carry spirits and they have vibratory frequency, conceptual weight to them, right? And so they may affect you on different levels, right? And so when you say things, like I'm gonna do a demonstration on bad, you know what I'm saying? BAD, right? We're gonna talk about bad on my next demonstration of words carry spirits. But weather the weather, the sheep, the lost sheep, you know what I'm saying? Could weather the storm. Now we're talking about conditions or the atmospheric state, the state of the atmosphere. Like I said, we went from actually making it rain, literally, like one mile to in the club making it rain. Now there's no different in what we was doing. We doing the same thing, but it's just in a different form. We still part of them same people from back in them times making it rain. Somehow we in the club though dancing, blase blah, and making it rain instead of in the trance mode, etc. making it rain. You see me? On one mind collectivity. You feel me? So you smell me? You hear me? You feel me? All the senses of me. You feel me? You gotta absorb that. So understand, this is real talk. We come from a people who once made it rain to now we in the club making it rain. So we've been dumbed down from using the one mind collectivity on the level that how we was using it to now we just merely just making it rain with the dollar signs. You feel what I'm saying? ETC. So that's just something to ponder upon when we talk about whether the weather could weather the storm. You know what I'm saying? Because the storm is like the war we going up against, the spiritual battle that we fighting. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a real storm, but before the storm, there has to be a calm. So a calm day could actually tell you if a storm is coming by how calm the day is, by the humidity of the day. You feel me? The moisture in the air. You feel me? By the red skies. If the skies is red at sunrise or if they're red at sunset, this has something to do with clouds coming from the east that's carrying rain. You feel what I'm saying? So remember, animal behavior, the plants, things like that is how we would look towards nature to see how, you know, the atmospheric pressure and the temperature and the cloud formation and the humidity and the wind, you know what I'm saying, would act. And remember, wind is consciousness. Understand that. Wind is consciousness. I need y'all to really understand Shu and the principle of Shu and how that's consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So we could put our thoughts in the wind and manifest things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. You know what I'm saying? When you die, the last thing you're gonna do is wind gonna come out your motherfucking shit. The consciousness. Remember, spirit is breath. Spirit is breath. You know what I'm saying? And so your breath is holy. It's divine. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So we want to walk in that. We want to be that. So whether the weather could weather the storm is where we at today. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that words carry spirits and how, you know what I'm saying, weather, the noun, the state of the atmosphere can affect you. You know, affects your birth rate, affects your sperm count. You know what I'm saying? ETC. You know what I mean? EC. You know what I mean? So understand that. Understand, you know, we've been injured. You know, that's where the word weather come in at, as far as a sheep that has been operated on or got a growing problem, etc. We've been injured. We damaged sheep. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like whether we can weather that storm. Can we get through it as a damaged soul? You know what I'm saying? Because we've been damaged through a lot of conditioning and different things that we've been under. You feel me? The weather that they've been altering. Because they can't control weather, they can alter weather. When they talk about their weather machines like HARP, etc., that's only altering things, you know, by aiming certain magnetic things into the ionosphere, etc., whatever it is that they got going on, trying to alter things, but they can't control weather. That's something that's part of nature, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it deals with temperature, atmospheric pressure, cloud formation, winds, humidity, rain, blah, blah, blah. But remember, we could think all these things into existence because we got the power. You know what I'm saying? We came from a people that made it rain. We're still making it rain, but we're just in a dumbed down form. So we need to get back to another form of one mind collectivity, and let's focus our thoughts on more positive attribute of things that we can make it rain for ourselves in a positive way. You feel me? It's been another galactic glorious day. Y'all traveling in harmony. Peace.